Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get on the call to mine.
You could mute your phone.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our show today. We are experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, so we are just going to jump right into this. So we'll open as usual. Welcome to each of you for joining our show today. And we are so happy to be able to be on this platform. And I'll open up as usual in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. And again, I greet you, Sister Melody, and our guest that will be joining us soon. The audience that'll be joining us soon. And assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sis.
How have you been, my sister?
I've been good. It's been a pretty interesting week, I want to say that. However, I am blessed, and I was reminded that when you bless, don't stress.
Absolutely. Well, we have a wonderful topic today called Grow Your Own Food. We know that this is relevant. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has asked us to do this and been asking us to do this for years, which is the reason that we have this platform, because we just want to play a little small part in encouraging other people to participate in growing their own food. And we are just so excited to share any information that we have. And it's not that we are absolute experts, but we're going to grow through this together. So when we get started, we just want to talk a little bit about, because Sister Melody, this is the rising trend, right? Everybody's starting to plant their own food, right? Have you seen that?
It's beautiful too. I'm getting all kind of feedback from different people telling me the things that they doing and experiencing.
Right. When I look on social media, that's pretty much all that you see coming through social media, people realizing that it is time to plant our own food. And so we want to use this platform, continue to use it, again, to encourage everyone and even ourselves to continue doing what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asks us to do. And for those who may be joining us for the first time, you can look at the time and what must be done. And it's part 36, where he goes into detail about how farming is the engine of basically any society that you're trying to develop. Farming is the engine of it. Behind it. So we are just so happy to be able to talk about this subject each and every time that we come on. So I wanted to just talk a little bit, have us talk a little bit about some of the health benefits. The health benefits of farming. And so what do you have to say about that, Sister Melody?
Well, I like to start off by saying, if you don't grow it, or you don't know someone else that's growing it for you, then you don't have a clue of where it's coming from.
Absolutely.
So in reality, we strive to eat one meal a day, and we strive to eat something that's healthy for us. However, if you go to the supermarket and you just go to get some lettuce or a cabbage or something that you don't know where it came from, then you really just gambling, because you don't know where it came from, how many different hands it went through, how they if they use, again, soil that could have came from their hog manure or anything, it could have been infested with rodents. So just all of these things, just reasons for us to think about, the way that, we eat now, and just add to the way we eat, but growing it ourselves. And it's not hard. And in the pictures later on, Sister Rashida, you'll see that I am too, because I'm moving around a lot. I've decided to grow in containers more, and it's working. So I don't think you have to I know you don't have to have a quarter acre, just to grow some food. So even my students, they are growing in little cups. So let's make that happen, audience out there. Let's strive and get the children involved to help grow our own food, because it affects, not only your health, but your thinking. When you eat and you sluggish from eating fried chicken or some steak or something like that, you take on the characteristics sometime of whatever you ate. For example, that bull, eating that red meat. And, of course, it can make you tired and sleepy and sluggish and even make you mean sometimes. So a lot of vegetarians are pretty humble for the most part. So, yeah, I wanted us to just, encourage us to grow.
Yes, ma'am. And I was thinking also about when you were talking about we taking on the characteristics. I heard student minister Nuri say that same thing. And I think about all the time the chicken. Once you start consuming a lot of chicken, then you start to take on the characteristics and you become chicken. Meaning you become a little afraid, a little timid. You know what I mean?
I never heard that one, but yeah.
I heard you say that, and it just stuck with me that yes, we take on the characteristics. We're a little timid. Chickens will run in a minute. Chickens they're chicken. You know what I mean? They're afraid, they're scared, they're frightened easily. And so we start to take on those characteristics. So yeah, we definitely don't need that. Not in this hour and what's going on in this world. We need all the courage that we can get.
Absolutely. Yes.
And, I also thinking about when it comes to planning your own food and the benefit of it from a financial situation or financial perspective. It is so expensive at the grocery store. So not only do you pay so much money, but you're paying so much money for food that's not really benefiting you the way God intended for it to benefit our bodies. So even if you decide to go to someone's farm, 9 times out of 10, you got to drive a little distance to get to a farm or a community garden, or either, how they have on the weekends where the various communities come together and they have the food markets. Yes, so even then you've got to drive to it. So why not just plant your own? You know what I mean? And have everything you need in your own backyard.
I agree 1,000%. I'm telling you, studies have shown, of course, that, and we done experienced this, sis, you would take one little seed, like the size of a mustard seed, a tomato, a pepper, and when you see what God will allow you to do and grow with that seed if you follow the steps. Of course, you got to have that drainage and the sun and the water, those 3 basic things that you need, but in addition to a few other things. But those things that if you do it properly, sis, we can have from one seed, we can have tomatoes throughout the whole season.
Absolutely. And also I was thinking about because you kind of touched on putting in the right soil and everything. And it's just like us as humans, you put us in the right environment, we're going to grow and be fruitful and multiply. You put us in an environment that's not conducive to who we are and, being a child of God, then, we're going to reflect that. We're not going to be as productive, you know what I mean, at all. So, we want to be put in the right environment, and we want to put our fruits and vegetables in the right environment as well. And it also made me think about just the overall well-being, the benefit of planting, because it does provide an overall well-being for us. We had a guest on the show a while ago who talked about the benefit of just putting our hands in the soil, having our feet touch the ground, and how it really kind of relaxes the nervous system and puts us in more of like a zen, feeling. And it really relaxes us, which is also needed because this world is topsy-turvy. It's just topsy-turvy. It's just going all the time. And so much wickedness is out there. So this is a way that we get to communicate with nature. We give it our feet, we give it our hands, and it refuels us, including the sun as well.
Yes, sis. I'm telling you, this week has been really like, again, I've been hearing about so many illnesses. I've
Right.
been, hearing people, unfortunate issues they've been having. And when I went outside to water my plants, I just took off. I didn't have my socks on anyway, so I just took off my little shoes and I just put my feet on the ground to get grounded, and it felt so much better. And every morning now, I strive, if it's a nice day, to just really take to the garden first.
Right.
Say your
Absolutely.
prayer, but then take to the garden. Take to that
Absolutely.
garden and see if you could see any bugs coming, any little things crawling, things you might have not noticed the first time or anything, how big they growing. And I'm telling you, you get such a really good feeling
You
when
really
you out
do.
there. I'm telling you, we come from the earth and we going back to the earth.
Absolutely. We're electrical beings, and there's a lot of electricity that's flowing through the earth that we could benefit from it. And the minister has talked to us and told us that there are billions of of energy and nutrients that we get from the sun that you can't get
Absolutely.
from anywhere else.
That's
So,
right.
yes, the sun was put here to serve us. We don't think of it that way, but the minister has made it clear. Absolutely. It's here to serve us.
And you don't have to stay out there very long.
That's the
But
beauty.
just a little bit every day, just like a little walk every day or a little stretch every
Right.
day, a little exercise every day. And just, I know this is a time where you get a lot of people, unfortunately wanting to do crabs, this, that, and the other. But people, please, 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 those they see roaches.
Yes.
They bottom feeders. They scavengers, and I mean
Mhm.
they not doing anything for us. So just be mindful of that, this summer. And we could play with seasonings on different foods and stuff to make you feel like it's summertime, or and do different things. So just I just wanted to add that in because so many people, they don't think about that salt that they use in,
Right.
and they just throwing it on them crabs and eating
Yeah.
them crabs like that's God's food. That's not God's food.
Not at all. Not at all. And I wanted us to go and take a look at the pictures that we have, because
Yes.
we do want to show just how easy it is to grow our own food. And we've been talking about it the various ways on this show, and we've shown pictures in the past, and we do have some more pictures today. So if we can go ahead and get those pictures uploaded to show what we have that we can talk about and encourage the audience to consider ways of growing. So
Oh,
you can take it from here, sister.
okay. So those are onions, and I planted them. I want to say about 2-3 weeks ago, and
Mm-hmm.
that planter I got from, I think, Home Depot or even Lowe's. Just to show people that you can plant in some of these grow planters, and you're going to still get the benefit. So I put about, I want to say, 8 to 10 inches of potting soil. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also sifted my soil. I did a lot of sifting this particular time, so I don't have to deal too much with any weeds, if you will. So, and I used the potting soil, and then of course I used a little bit of my compost and stuff. So those are onions that I'm growing there, and between onions and garlic and how to eat to live, he said that you can't get enough of onions and garlic. So
That is
that's that
absolutely true.
picture.
Now, let me ask you this: did you grow that from seed, or did you grow it from? Because you can get that in the grocery store and then plant it.
Right. Well, you can do that, but no, I had got those little, I forgot what you call it. They come in a little pack with the onions. Oh my goodness. Forgive me, audience, but somebody put it in the chat. But anyway, I got them. They wasn't from seeds. Some things you don't want to start from seeds if you don't have to, and onions are one of them. Of course, what's that? The asparagus too. You don't want
Right.
to kind of grow that from seed. You want to grow it from the shoots.
Good, good, good. It's very beautiful. Look very healthy. So you'll
Yeah.
be trimming those and putting those in your salads and
I
And the,
could. I didn't even think about that. I was just letting them grow wild. But yes, I try to eat salad regularly now. My
right.
lettuce is growing. I think I added a picture of that. So, did you eat anything from the garden today?
I did. I didn't eat anything yet, but I am going to go and harvest my little cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to have those with my dinner. I'm a little late on the dinner, but definitely my cherry tomatoes. And you know what I love about growing? I have some of those onions as well. And what I love about growing those is that you can clip them, and it's just going to spring back up again. You can clip them, put them in a salad, and so it's just a constant. You constantly have it. You can't beat it.
Oh, I'm so glad I could throw it in my soup or anything.
Right.
So, okay, I was just waiting, but those are red onions. In the next picture, I think they yellow onions. No, oh yeah, that picture there is
Mm-hmm.
another container I wanted to show people. I'm gonna move it off of the grass because it's making my the bottom of the arms, kind of lean. But
Mm-hmm.
that's okra. Okra is
Mm,
really good for you. And of course, in the middle there is a tomato. Of course, you can tell. And then it's a flower on the end. But that's okra. Okra is really, really healthy and good for you. So I'm striving to grow things that are good for you and that we eat and that we should be eating. But that was another container. And that particular one says that was $20. And I found it in the South. And it has a dome that covers it. And I thought that was a really good deal. One
for
of the sisters,
$20, that's a great deal.
yeah, one of the sisters told me where to get it, and I'm telling you that there, because up here in the East Coast, we have 48 degrees the other day, so you could cover this at night, if you have to.
That's good. It's just unbelievable. Every time you talk to me about the weather and the temperature drop, I'm floored because, down south, we are here boiling.
Oh no, we have on long sleeves and we have
Yeah.
on hats and we have on jackets. So and yeah, it's not humid here at all. So
Hmm.
the weather is, doing what it do. But that's another good reason this particular planter would have been great because again, it has the dome that I could
Right.
cover it up with. So we could go to the next one.
Hmm.
There is some I planted them in that bag just to show people that you can do it in the bag as well with the
Yes.
onions. So those was the leftover ones and I put it in the bag and they grown just as good.
Now, when I use the grow bags, the thing I love about it is that when you water it, yeah, the excess water can escape because it is a bag, and it does have little tiny, tiny pores in it where the excess water will drain off.
Yes.
And the
Yeah.
other thing about it, the bag that I love is the ones that I have actually have the handles on them. So
Yeah.
if if you know how you have plants that say 6 to 8 hours, you put it out in the sun, and then in the evening time you can put it on, your back porch or your patio where it's a little bit more shaded, and so you can trade it out and move it around as you need to. So I really like it.
Yeah, those have the handles too. I think it was the direction that I put. I also put the plastic at the bottom of this wooden
Hmm.
table because I realized that because you have to have drainage in
Yeah.
all of your pots or all of your grow bags or anything.
Hmm.
So as the water draining, you don't want to mess up the wood
Absolutely.
that you may have it sitting on. So I thought about that and I put the plastic underneath it.
Right. Very, very good. Very beautiful too. Our next picture.
Yes. So that is hard to see because it's the cabbage. And
Hmm.
you get them cabbage worms, but you see I don't have any on there, but I
Right.
got this shield over it. It's got
Right.
the wires, like 6, 7 wires, and then I got the cover over it. And they growing. I'm hoping to get some broccoli and cabbage this season because I love broccoli and I love cabbage.
Yes, me too. I'm not a huge broccoli fan. I'll eat it, but yeah, I'm definitely a cabbage fan for sure. And speaking of cabbage, I'm growing some more cabbage, and I have actually, I just put this in a little bowl. I hope you all can see it, but
Yeah.
I have this cabbage here, and then I had a pineapple, so I took the top off, and I have that soaking in this in this bowl of water. And then I had some extra onion left over, so I planted this one as well. But it's all in this bowl until I transfer it to
Oh,
the
nice.
ground. Oh, there it is. There you can see. I hope you all can see it very well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
yes,
looks very healthy too.
yes, it is healthy. So I let's see here. Yeah, see my cat, my
Pineapple.
yeah, pineapple
Wow, it's
as its
growing
fruit. I'll
roots.
be putting that in the ground, inshallah, this weekend. And the same. Look,
Wow.
just sitting in water. So I'm so excited because it is easy to do.
I'm excited too because just knowing that other people are experimenting as well.
As
We
well.
are
Yes, ma'am.
scientists anyway, but it's gonna come a time, maybe sooner than later, we're gonna have to call on each other to help us with different things. And that's why it's so important for us on this show, this platform, to encourage people to do something so we can share ideas, share seeds, share plants, share food.
Right, absolutely. And which is one of the things that we do encourage definitely on the show. You grow apples, somebody else grow oranges, somebody else grow bananas, and then we share.
Yes.
You don't have to grow everything, but yeah, be close enough to each other so that we can share. Do we have the next picture?
Oh, that's the grow bag we just
Mm-hmm.
seen. Okay, that's the yeah. Oh, that's another type of container that I found that again I did the same thing. It was just showing that you could grow these onions in different ways, and you don't have to just do everything one way. Everybody doesn't have to do everything the same. And long
Yes.
as you figure a onion is, you want it to be about what, 4 to 5 inches, in
Mm-hmm.
height, hopefully. And, you just think like that and have enough soil to be able to do that. And, in the next few months, I'm going to be pulling them up and harvesting them and sharing everybody, pictures. But also, if you're close enough, I can let you taste them.
Right. And the beautiful thing that I see with all the different things, when you showed the picture of the can't even think of it, the device, the container that's like this, but it's elevated, raised garden.
Yes, yes.
I love that because for people who do have back issues or knee issues, you can see you don't have to go all the way to the ground. You can get the containers that are lifted up to you that are a little bit closer. So again, there's no excuse. Also, I've been receiving information from people who are on patios or balconies and think that they can't grow food. But your picture of the grow bag, you can grow in the grow bag, and it takes up a really small amount of space, but just enough for your product to produce itself, reproduce itself. So there's no excuse. You really can grow something.
Yes, ma'am. And I agree with you because a lot of people now, you're finding people that have wheelchairs and things like that, and they would love to have something to do. I gave my uncle and my mother a pot and a plant. And
Mm-hmm.
I told them, all y'all got to do is water it. They didn't want to hear it at first, but they got their little seedlings starting to come up and appear. But I think that it's a really good activity for the elderly to get involved. And if we, in community settings or community centers, we should encourage gardening in your church, encourage gardening at your church, your mosque, anywhere you go, the centers, especially for children. Oh my goodness, we got to encourage it.
Yes, have plant parties.
Yeah.
Plant parties. Well, the last thing I do want us to touch on is something that I'm just so happy about, because in the nation we always eat the navy bean soup, and we do so many things with the navy bean. So I just wanted to touch on our family and encourage us to grow navy beans also. then the reason why you want to grow navy beans is, of course, because of all of its health benefits. But it's not GMO. It's something that they have not been able to duplicate or modify. I know, praise be to Allah. And for our minister and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who have encouraged us always to eat navy beans, a cup of navy bean soup with every single meal. Great for keeping radiation away and just filled with vitamins and the nutrients that we need. But I want to tap into, because some people say navy beans, I don't eat beans that much. But what other things can we do with the navy bean?
Oh, sis, I just, got seen Sister Aisha with a recipe that the navy bean for hummus.
Yes.
You have to have those Gonzalo
Yeah,
beans or whatever, and
right.
you get you some tahini. I love tahini, and you get you some olive oil. Then you could season it to however you like. But I've known people to make navy bean burgers. I had somebody make a navy bean cake. I had people to make navy beans. Throw the beans in your salad. So it's so, even your smoothies, sis, with the babies, you want to bring your children up on navy beans, especially the soup too, and I mean, right now, of course, it's getting hot, hopefully wherever you at, but throw them beans in that blender with your fruit and whatever you're using, and they won't know the difference. But it's time to get our children and our families healthy, our husbands, our children, our brothers and sisters. It's time for us to get healthy. I'm telling you, we need it. These hospitals are not just waiting for us. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how long it's going to take for you to get to the hospital. You don't know any of this. So strive, do your best, please.
Right. And when you get there, you don't really know if you're going to receive the treatment you need to even stay alive. So yes, now is the time. If you haven't, please start planting your own garden. Plant one thing and just accomplish that. Study on how to do that. But please, we're encouraging everyone, plant your own food. And you want to do that before, quote unquote, time runs out. And what that means is right now we've got access to seed, water, and soil. But there may come a time where we have to stay in our homes and we do not have access to that. So we don't want to be caught out there without. So we thank you all so much for joining our show today. We are at time. It went by so fast. But please join us next week, same time, same place. And we look forward to seeing you and have a beautiful evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sis.